you probably have no idea how attractive you actually are. Not in a motivational, bro, you're awesome kind of way. I mean it literally. You walk into rooms. You pass by women on the street. You make a comment in a group conversation, and someone remembers it, not because you were loud, not because you tried to be charming, but because your presence left a mark. See, the truth is, most men don't recognize their own power. They don't notice the subtle reactions. They miss the glances. They dismiss the nervous energy women give off. Because they're too focused on what they lack, not tall enough, not rich enough, not alpha enough. Social media has convinced you that attraction means filters, abs, and flexing. So when you don't look like that, you think you're average, invisible, replaceable. But here's the truth. Women don't respond to just looks. They respond to energy, to presence, to how you make them feel when you walk into a room. The crazy part, you're already doing it. You've had women look at you, then quickly look away. You've made people pause mid-sentence when you speak. You've had moments where things shifted around you. But you wrote it off as coincidence. It wasn't coincidence. It was your aura speaking before your words ever did. So today, we're going to break that illusion. Because chances are, you're way more attractive than you give yourself credit for. Not because something changed, but because you finally learned to see what others already see. Let's talk about the real signs, the real cues, the subtle truths no one ever told you. Welcome to the conversation you've been waiting for. Let's begin. You ever notice how some women seem a little off around you? Like their energy shifts. They fidget, fix their hair, play with their necklace, suddenly talk faster. But it's subtle, not flirtation. Not full on coldness either. Just something different. Here's the thing, that's not awkwardness. That's attraction, trying not to give itself away. See, when a woman finds you attractive, it doesn't always show up as smiles and giggles. Sometimes, it's the exact opposite. She gets nervous, her heart rate spikes. Her mind starts racing, wondering how she's coming across. So instead of acting flirty, she overthinks. And that comes out as tension, playfulness, sarcasm, or even pulling away. And here's where most men mess up. They assume, she's not into me. She's acting weird. But the truth, women don't get nervous around guys they're not attracted to. They only get nervous when they feel something. It's primal, instinctual. Her body reacts before her brain does. So if you've ever been in a situation where a woman seemed slightly awkward or couldn't hold eye contact, if she laughed at your joke a little too hard, if she touched her neck, looked away, then back again, don't dismiss that. It's not disinterest, it's pressure. The kind of pressure a woman feels when she's around a man she's drawn to, but doesn't want to admit it yet. You don't need to do anything in that moment. You just need to recognize it. Because once you realize what her body language is actually saying, you'll stop second guessing yourself and start seeing your own presence for what it really is. You're not invisible, you're noticed. And her nervousness is the first proof. Respect. It's one of those things most men never connect with attraction. But it's all part of the same signal. See, when you're genuinely attractive, it doesn't just show up in how women react. It shows up in how men treat you too. You've probably experienced it without noticing. You walk into a room, and other guys stop talking for a second. They glance your way, not with envy, but acknowledgement. When you speak, they actually listen. They might even mirror your tone, or subtly adjust their posture around you. That's not random. That's presence. Men subconsciously recognize hierarchy. They can sense when another man carries himself with quiet strength. Not the loud kind that needs attention, but the calm kind that demands it without trying. It's instinctive. And here's what's fascinating. Women notice how men react to you. They pick up on the subtle cues in male social dynamics faster than anyone else. When other men respect you, it tells her you have status, self-control, and confidence. That's attraction without words. Now, here's what most men get wrong. They think respect comes from dominance, from proving something, from talking louder, flexing harder, or being the alpha. But that's not real power. That's performance. Real presence is quiet. It's in how you move, how you stay composed when others lose control, how your energy fills space without needing validation. Ever notice how some guys just command a room without saying much? It's because they're not trying to win it. They already own their lane. And that grounded energy, it radiates. People feel it. Men respect it. Women are drawn to it. So if you've ever had guys defer to you in conversation, ask your opinion, or seem a bit more measured around you, don't overthink it. It's not intimidation. It's recognition. They see something in you. That calm confidence most men spend years chasing. And that's one of the clearest signs. You're far more attractive than you realize. Here's something you've probably overlooked. People remember you, even when you barely remember them. You might run into someone at the gym, at work, or at a random event, and they'll say, "Hey, I remember you from last time." Or they'll bring up something small you said in passing weeks ago. That's not just a good memory on their part. That's impact. That's presence. Average people, they fade. They come and go, make small talk, and leave no real mark. But you stick. Something about your vibe, the way you carry yourself, the way you speak. It lands. It lingers. And here's the real kicker. You're probably not doing anything special. You're not trying to stand out. You're just being yourself. But that's the point. Attractiveness isn't about performance. It's about authenticity. When you're grounded in who you are, when your energy is calm, focused, unshaken, people feel that. And it stays with them. Now let's talk about women. You might think, she forgot about me because she didn't text back, or because you only talked once. But trust me, if she felt something when you were around, she remembers you. She remembers how she felt in your presence. The way you looked at her, the way you held eye contact without blinking, the way you didn't try to impress, but still left her thinking about you hours later. That's emotional imprinting. It's not about chasing attention. It's about creating energy she doesn't forget. And the wild part is, you might never hear about it. She might not message you. She might act cold the next time she sees you. But in the back of her mind, you're already living rent-free. So here's the takeaway. If people remember you easily, if they recall things you've said, if they bring up your name, if you leave an impression without trying, that's not coincidence. That's presence. And it's one of the strongest signs. You're more attractive than you think. This one's huge. And most guys don't even realize they're doing it right. You don't chase. You don't blow up her phone. You don't try to prove yourself every time she's around. And somehow, she still sticks around. Still watches your stories. Still finds a way to stay in your orbit. Why? Because you're doing what most men don't. You're showing high value behavior without even knowing it. You see, a lot of men think attraction is earned through effort. Constant texts, compliments, flowers, good morning messages every day. But that's not how this works. Real attraction isn't about effort. It's about energy. And when your energy says, "I'm good either way," you become rare, mysterious, magnetic. It's not that you're ignoring her. It's that you're not obsessed with needing her attention to validate yourself. You're grounded. You've got your own life, your own pace, your own focus. And that energy makes her lean in. She starts asking herself, Why isn't he chasing me like the others? Why do I care more than he does? That question is the beginning of her attraction. Because now she's the one thinking about you. Now she's trying to understand you. Here's the key. Not chasing doesn't mean acting cold. It means not investing in someone who hasn't earned it yet. You're polite. You're interested, but you're not desperate. You're not throwing your whole emotional bank account at someone who just smiled at you once. That restraint, that calm presence, that's what she feels. And that's what keeps her coming back, even if she pretends not to care. So if you've ever wondered why women stay curious about you, why they don't fade even when you pull back a little, here's the reason. You're not chasing. And that means you're already ahead of most men. Let's be honest. In today's world, everybody is reactive. One rude comment, boom, one late reply. Panic, one little misunderstanding, full on drama. But you don't flinch, you stay cool, you stay grounded. And that drives women crazy, in the best way possible. Because calmness in a man isn't just a personality trait. It's emotional power. Women pick up on that instantly. They throw little tests your way, not always on purpose, but instinctively. A sarcastic comment, a subtle dig, a jealous trigger. Most guys, they argue, they explain. They chase clarity. But you just smile. Maybe raise an eyebrow. Let the moment pass. And that unbothered energy tells her one thing. You're not like the others. You're not easily shaken. You don't need to prove yourself. You're solid. And that right there makes her feel something different. Because most men are on edge, needing attention, needing approval. You're the opposite. And that calmness, it creates both safety and tension at the same time. It tells her, you can't control me emotionally. But it also tells her, you can trust my presence. That's rare. That's attractive. That's magnetic. Here's what happens when you stay unshaken. She starts leaning in. Not just physically, but emotionally. She wants to understand you. She respects you more. And little by little, she starts chasing your calm. Because being around a man who doesn't spiral, it feels like peace. So next time you feel tested, don't react. Let her feel the weight of your calm. Because sometimes, the sexiest thing a man can do is nothing at all. Here's something most men don't notice. But everyone around them feels it. When you walk into a room, people pause. They glance. They shift. The air changes, even if just for a second. That's not luck. That's not coincidence. That's presence. And it's one of the clearest signs that you're more attractive than you think. See, attraction isn't always about your looks. It's not about the perfect jawline or how loud you are. It's about the energy you carry. And yours, it has weight. You might be quiet. You might not say much. But the way you carry yourself, your posture, your expression, your calm, it commands respect. Not because you ask for attention, but because you don't need it. That's what creates the shift. You walk in fully grounded, comfortable in your own skin, and people, especially women, feel that. They notice your stillness. They notice your calmness. They notice that you're not trying to impress anyone. And that's what makes you stand out. This is why people remember you. It's why they adjust their behavior around you without realizing it. Some get nervous. Some try to challenge you. Some just want to be near you. And women, they feel it immediately. They might not even know why they're drawn in. But they are. It's your energy that gets there first. Before the words, before the eye contact, your presence introduces you. So if you've ever walked into a space and felt the atmosphere shift just a little, if people start talking quieter, if eyes follow you even subtly, that's not you being paranoid. That's your energy being felt. You don't need to change the room. You just need to enter it as the man you already are. Because real attractiveness, It's not loud. It's not forced. It's felt. Here's a truth that might hit harder than you expect. You're not lacking attractiveness. You're just blind to your own power. Most men walk around with this quiet self-doubt, measuring themselves against fake online standards, comparing jawlines, followers, cars, height, money. And while you're caught in that loop, judging yourself from the outside in, everyone else is already seeing your value. Especially women. They pick up on the subtle things. Your voice, your energy, how you carry yourself, the way you handle pressure, how calm you stay in chaos. They notice what you don't. You might think, I'm just average. But real talk. You're probably not. You're just used to yourself. You see the same face in the mirror every day. You live inside your own habits. And because those traits feel normal to you, you assume they're not special, but they are. That calm way you speak, that unshaken posture, that eye contact that holds steady without trying, that's rare. And what feels ordinary to you often stands out as magnetic to everyone else. Here's where it flips. You've probably already had women attracted to you. You just misread it. Maybe she acted awkward. Maybe she avoided eye contact, fidgeted, or gave you mixed signals. You thought she wasn't interested, but she was feeling something and didn't know how to handle it. That nervous energy, that weird vibe, it's not disinterest. It's attraction trying not to be seen. So here's the truth. You've likely been underestimating yourself for years. Not because you lack value, but because no one ever taught you how to recognize it. And until you shift how you see you, you'll keep walking past mirrors, unaware you're the one lighting up the room. You don't need to become someone else. You just need to realize who you already are. Here's the truth, man. You don't need to become more attractive. You just need to finally see what's already there. This whole time, you've been walking around thinking you're average, while people, especially women, are quietly feeling your presence, noticing your calm, respecting your energy, remembering the way you made them feel. But you missed it. Not because you're blind, but because you've been taught to only look for loud signals, big compliments, overt flirting, obvious interest. But real attraction, it's subtle. It's in nervous glances, shifting posture, random respect from strangers. It's in the tension a woman carries around you when she doesn't know why. You think you're just existing. Meanwhile, your stillness is pulling attention. Your calm is speaking louder than words. Your energy is doing the work, even when you're not trying. And that's the shift right there. Attraction doesn't start with your looks. It starts with your presence. How you carry yourself when no one's watching. The way you don't chase. The way you don't fold. The way you don't need to be loud to be noticed. So here's your next move. Stop shrinking. Stop waiting for someone else to validate your worth. Start paying attention to the quiet signs. Start recognizing how often people lean in, even when you're not saying a word. And most of all, start owning it. Not arrogantly, not loudly, but fully. Because when you move like a man who knows his value, without needing to prove it, the world responds differently. Women respond differently. You stop chasing attention and start commanding presence. So the next time you wonder if you're attractive, don't ask for someone to tell you. Look at how they act when you walk in the room. Look at how they shift. Look at how they remember, because you've been that guy all along. You just didn't see it yet.